It takes so much time and effort. It's a full-time job, raising investment. So you've got to really weigh up what is the right route for me at this point.
You mentioned at the first part of your book, it was very much about the pre-work around, do you even need to raise money? I kind of would have thought to a large degree that would be obvious. It's like, well, if we don't have the money to do what we need to do, etc., we clearly need to raise the money, etc. But there's obviously more to it than that.
There's a tendency with founders sometimes to think that they need a lot of money up front to get them going. You know, we need 500,000, we need 1 million to get us started. And actually, you know, to build perhaps a minimum viable product, an MVP of what they're creating, they might only need 20 or 30K. They don't need that kind of money. And the problem is, if you go out and raise 1 million, when you're at that stage, when your valuation's very low, you're going to have to exchange a huge amount of equity to get that kind of money. So it's not the best thing to do. You really want to raise as little as you can until you're generating revenue, until you're starting to get market share, so that you can then raise money for growth, scaling against a higher valuation, so you don't have to give away so much equity in the first place. Now, obviously, if you're sitting there with not a penny in your pocket, yes, it can be, well, what else am I supposed to do? But that's where things like grants can come in. So, you know, you don't have to go and raise equity. In the UK, they do the startup loans, which are 25K from the government. And yes, you're personally liable for that 25K. But if you think you've got a real flyer, then it's not that much of a risk if you know that, you know, it's pretty much going to work. So really working out how you can bootstrap the business, how you can move it forward with as little as possible in the early stages, it helps you to retain equity, helps you to retain control, and also means that you're not spending time as a founder trying to raise investment, because it takes so much time and effort. It's a full-time job, raising investment, particularly if you're a solo founder. If you haven't got a co-founder who, you know, like if you've got two of you, one of you can focus on the business and one of you can focus on raising investment. If it's one of you, raising investment can take your eye completely off the ball of running the business. And then investors don't want to engage anyway because you've missed your numbers on the business. So you've got to really weigh up what is the right route for me at this point.